What is going on, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the Casa D18 Studios YouTube channel. Thank you all for joining me and tuning in today as I bring you this special address. It's not really a State of the Casa address, but it was the best image that I had in here that I could think of to throw up there as I did my introduction. There's nothing wrong with the Casa, nothing like that, so don't get scared or anything, but I just wanted to take a few moments here on this Monday afternoon to express some gratitude to the Casa D18 Studios community and the entirety of the Jeff Meacham Network Multiversa Media. As you all know, WrestleMania is now in the dust. It's behind us, it's in the rear view. Tonight is Raw After Mania, and Raw After Mania in the wrestling cycle is kind of treated as New Year's Day. It's the beginning of the build to next year's WrestleMania. So, with that being said, I just, like I said, wanted to come on here for a couple of moments. And I wanted to thank everybody that has tuned in to the offerings that have been presented to you this week, not just by me, but by the entirety of the Multiverse team. Whether it was Rage of Wrestling, Rangers of Wrestling, the J. Hebert Studios, Simple Man's brand, NoDQ.com, the Greg Cherry brand, the Casa D18 Studios, or the Jeff Meacham Network. All of us have had a ton of content go out over the course of the last week. For us here in the multiverse, things really jumped off last Saturday when we did our second annual wrestling karaoke show, which did some fantastic numbers. We then had a hype stream last Sunday. And then we kind of got into some regular content. We had, of course, For the Love of Wrestling Monday through Thursday. We had the final Talk Wrestling ever. We had Stat Boy Sports Bar. We had the Greg Cherry Show. We had recaps and reviews from Rangers of Wrestling's It's Wrestling Time, as well as NoDQ.com. We had Simply Predicting episodes twice for WrestleMania itself, once for Stand and Deliver, once for Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. And then we had all of the watch-alongs. We had watch-alongs for GCW Bloodsport X, Supercard of Honor, the Hall of Fame, Stand and Deliver, the Slammies, both nights of WrestleMania, and of course we have our watch-along coming up at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern for the Raw After Mania. And you guys have come in droves over the course of the past week to support. Just on my channel alone, if you factor in all of the watch-alongs, I've done over 1,500 views. That's insane to me. And while that may not sound like a lot to some of you out there watching, and especially if you compare it to some of the bigger wrestling YouTube channels out there, that's a lot for a guy like me. That's a lot for my channel. Night one of WrestleMania has already cracked the top 10 most viewed live streams of all time on my channel. And night two, it's on its way there. That's why this show is entitled A Moment of Gratitude. Because what I have done this weekend and what I have been a part of this weekend is not lost on me whatsoever. I understand that I'm not a WWE employee. I am not a paid WWE commentator But I have got to sit here this weekend over the last couple of days and call some stuff that in my 30 years, almost 25 years as a wrestling fan, even with my hiatus, that I never thought would be possible. Just a small list of the things that I have done. Excuse me one second, guys. Just a small list of the things that I have done here this weekend. I got to call The Rock in the main event of WrestleMania, delivering a rock bottom and a people's elbow. I got to call a ladder match for the tag team championships. I got to call not one, but two World Heavyweight Championship matches as Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins and Damian Priest beat Drew McIntyre. I got to call a Money in the Bank briefcase cash-in. I got to call a new WWE Women's Champion. I got to call a match where a member of the original Tribe of Extreme was the special guest referee. I got to call Cody Rhodes finishing the story, the end of the Roman Reigns era, John Cena, The Undertaker, all being involved in the main event. And I got to call the brand new WWE champion, the pinfall. I got to make that announcement. The first WWE championship title change in 1,300 and something days. That's insane to me. And I got to be the one to call the three for it. These are things that 23-year-old JJ would have never thought possible. And for that, I am grateful. I am grateful to Jeff Meacham for giving me the platform to do this. I am grateful for Noah Foster for allowing me to do this and to give that call. Noah Foster is the play-by-play man. He is supposed to be the man rendering the 3-count decision and announcing the winners. And he gave that to me selflessly. I want to thank everybody else that is a member of the Multiverse team. Aaron Rift, Virtue, Greg Cherry, James Hebert, Datilla, Walter Cruz, Big Baller G, Josh Mansfield, Statboy Mike, Statgirl Dory Lou, Maddie Laws, Zach, you know. And I want to thank the fans for tuning in droves, for continuing to super chat and support me on these streams, for donating to Dictate as we ask you guys all the time. I became monetized on YouTube just before Open Mic Night Wrestling Karaoke last year in 2023. Since that first payout, April 21st of last year, there has not been a month that has gone by where I did not receive a payout from YouTube because of your guys' donations and your guys' support. and I am getting another one April 21st of this month. So I will have gotten paid out every month for an entire year. For stuff like that, I am grateful. I am thankful. I am appreciative to all of you guys out there. I do see some comments in the chat. I will address you guys really quickly. Let me see here. Daniel, hey there, JJ. I will say that WrestleMania 40 weekend was awesome. Even though I was less interested, but now I'm excited for Raw after Mania. I hope we get some new talent and returns. So do I. So do I. I can't really think of anybody I would want to see return. Except for maybe Alexa Bliss if she's ready to go. But as far as call-ups, as far as new talent signings, let's go. I feel like there's a bunch of people down in my NXT that are chomping at the bit for a call-up. We know Matt Hardy, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley are all free agents. We saw Julia ringside during NXT Stand and Deliver. Let's go. Let's see some of them on the broadcasts. For Raw tonight, I can't see who will face Cody and Priest for their championships. Absolutely. The other thing I'm wondering is who's going to end up on SmackDown. You know, are they going to move Damian Priest over there with the LWO, the Legado del Fantasma? Or are we going to send Cody over there? Time is going to tell. Or is Cody going to be a traveling champion and do both shows? Matthew says this is one of the greatest weeks in wrestling for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a fan wrestler or part of a watch along. We will all remember this weekend just what WWE did. Absolutely. I do see Jeff in the chat as well. He has been trying to put something together for me that I requested as well. Hopefully he can get that taken care of in the next couple of moments. I will try to stall just a little bit more, hoping that he can get that to me sooner rather than later. Daniel also says, for me, I hope the Motor City Machine Guns challenge the Awesome Truth for the Raw tag titles or Waller and Theory for the SmackDown tag titles. Absolutely. I would love to see the Machine Guns a part of the WWE roster. I think that would be hella great for business. Yeah, I think the Machine Guns would be better suited for SmackDown, especially with AJ Styles over there. That's just me, though. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave thoughts in the comments. I am seriously trying to stall here. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. I do have one thing I can do as I wait. Let me just download that and upload that real quick. Appreciate that, Emmanuel. Justin says, what's up, JJ? What do you think if Matt Hardy comes back? What will you do with him? Maybe part of the Wyatt Six? What Wyatt Six? There is no Wyatt Six. I have no idea what you're talking about. Wonder who will be Bayley's first challenger. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to figure Io's probably going to have her rematch. But other than that, I have a feeling we're going to get maybe some Tiffany Stratton. Maybe we'll get a Bianca match because I know Bianca still holds some hostility towards Bayley for the beatdowns at the hands of Damage Control over the years. Just glad to hear they kick out the. I have no idea what you're talking about, Emmanuel, for real. So speaking in code like that to try not to drum up negativity, I have no clue what you're even talking about. Matthew says, I see Cody going to SmackDown and Gunther being drafted to SmackDown. Expect Carmelo to debut tonight on Raw, quite possibly. Also could see Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga tonight. Carmelo competed in the U.S. title tournament. So I think if he's going to go to a brand, it is going to be SmackDown. But never know. Could be Raw. Okay. So I finally have what I wanted from Jeff. I am going to run this really quick video, the newest watch along trailer. When I come back, I will reveal those numbers. Be back in about 40 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
We are back. So much more good stuff still in store here across the multiverse as far as watch alongs go. Of course, we've got Raw After Mania tonight, as I've already said, and then we're back at it again come Friday with the Windy City Riot, Collision Battle of the Belts, and so much more. We've added Clash at the Castle to the itinerary. We have added the King and Queen of the Ring to the itinerary. And just seems like we're not going to slow down anytime soon. Yeah, Matthew, we've got to start guessing on who the King and Queen of the Ring are going to be. All right. Without any further ado, now that he has made himself at least slightly camera pretty, going to go ahead and bring in the founder, if you will, of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiversa Media.
Trying to keep my mother's house out of the shot here. I am just still on this cloud. You know, people that know me know I have my Monday through Friday routine. I was trying to watch my stories, but everybody's focused on the fact that we can't see the sun. It's totality. It's like I'm not in grade school. That's great, but you're messing my routine, son. Mother Nature again screwing my day. Anyway, I digress. It's not what it's about. It is about the wonderful numbers we did this weekend and are still doing that. So
yeah. I still am dumbfounded by some of the numbers we've done. Like I said, I've done close to 1,500 views just on my channel alone. And yes, I did count the second Simply Predicting in that.
Right.
But it was just the watch-alongs we did, Bloodsport, Supercard, Stand and Deliver, Hall of Fame, both nights of WrestleMania, the Slam
Yes.
And then I added that Simply Predicting in there.
I am putting the numbers back in the studio just so I can see them, because when I went out, when my phone spazzed, I lost the chat. So forgive
No,
me.
that's fine.
Oh man, and again, I apologize to some of the channels because of what happened Saturday morning. Stand Deliver didn't do near as well across the board because it wasn't across all the outlets, and that's on me. But Bloodsport is damn near 775 people watching on a random Thursday afternoon, which is just what? I love that. I love that for Josh. I love that for GCW. I love that for our audience that seems to be expanding and not just wanting to see professional wrestling. You know, they want to see that gritty MMA style feel, which I think is super cool. Let's see where we're at here. Ring of Honor is at 700. Man, it's Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seems weird that the GCW show would do better numbers than Ring of Honor, but it also had, almost 24 hours difference. So
it did. And the other thing that, was brought up on our WrestleMania wrap up by James is Ring of Honor had for my money, I agree with James. The one presentation of a match with Dalton and Johnny. Again, I love Johnny and Taya, and Dalton's been an interesting thing for me. I know you're not the biggest Dalton Castle, a biggest fan of the presentation of Dalton Castle. Let me be clear on that. It's very personal or whatever. But yeah, that was the only bad match, I guess, all weekend. Okay, so here's where shit gets crazy. Hall of Fame is at 2,254 across the multiverse right now.
Yeah.
It is definitely in my top 10, no doubt about it.
And a lot of people still question why we did the Hall of Fame. It was like, why are you going to cover people talking?
Because
clearly the numbers don't lie.
No,
clearly there are people out there that wanted to see us talk about these people.
Yes.
And possibly it may have come down some to education.
Right.
Being able to educate people about some of these superstars and legends in a way that WWE doesn't really get across with their video packages.
Yeah, it's
and Thunderbolt Patterson, who most of the modern era have no clue who these people are.
Right. Exactly.
And a video package only do so much.
Yes. They also, as great as these video packages have become in this, I guess the buzz phrase is new era. Like I said, I feel like I'm in a baseball cap commercial for the last month or so with this new era stuff. But fan perspective is so key in any professional wrestling presentation, and I think we were able to give that for the Hall of Fame because of the importance of the inductees and how much one inductee meant to one of us, or another inductee meant to a group of us, or whatever. It was a different take, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Right.
NXT, like I said, unfortunately doing the small numbers because of the lack of outlets, and again, that's 100% on me. I do apologize. Upwards of 380 for NXT, which I think is cool. Still, even with the limited presentation we had to do based on derp. The Slammies yesterday morning did 432 so far, and that again, that goes with the why are we doing the Slammies? As far as from the fans' perspective, and it's like, you know what? We had the idea they were going to have storyline, progression, continuation, and if you think about the World Heavyweight Championship match in the aftermath, the Slammies had that.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
I mean, I'm still dumbfounded as far as the Slammies go as well. You said 432 for that one. 137 of that is just on my channel.
Exactly.
So
very good.
Little over 25% of that is just on the Casa D18 Studios side of things. Like, it's crazy.
Which for you were the one that was spearheading that being on that channel. So that is totally deserving of you're having the majority of it, because I mean, and again, it is what it is, as the dream would say. But man, WrestleMania, Christ's sakes. 2,254 for night one across the multiverse. Again, definitely in my top 10. Top 10 across the multiverse. I think if we actually took the time to do all that, which my brain can't do that right now. Jeff can't count for
No.
sure.
Buy the T-shirt.
Please buy the T-shirt if it's still on Greg's thing. Last night's show is already at 1,517 across the multiverse, which is, for me and on my own personal channel, it's definitely getting up there into the top 15, top 20. But people are still kind of, where are we at here on the time? People are still what the fucking over what happened last night. So it's it's just the finality of everything. Roman Reigns' run coming to an end, Cody becoming the champion, finally finishing that story. But when you add it up on our outlets, on our multiverse, we had damn near 4,000 people or 4,000 views so far.
Yeah.
Of WrestleMania, which is for us is a moment.
Yeah, like I said before I brought you in, when I was talking about just some of the numbers on my own channel, it's like 4,000 may not sound like a lot to some people when you compare it to,
right,
some of the other channels out there. You compare it to like Fightful, you compare it to the Wrestling Observer, you compare it to Russo Brand, you compare it to JD from NY. That doesn't sound like a lot. Cultaholic, they do that type of numbers on a random Wednesday video at 7 o'clock in the morning. But for us, we're very much the little engine that could.
Yeah, absolutely.
4,000 views for us is like 1 million records sold. It's going platinum.
Yeah, it's new territory for us.
It's a context thing, you've just got to really look at it in the grander spectrum of numbers, and just to be able to do this stuff and have the fun with it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of buddies goofing around, pretending to be Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, or Bobby and Gorilla.
Yep.
Whatever pairing you want to compare us to.
Yeah. Right.
That's what this is. And you guys keep coming back for
it. Yeah. and there's times where I don't understand it, because it's just, like I said, it's just a bunch of wrestling goofs, talking to each other, reacting to shit. For me, it's just like, wow. And again, I've been doing this longer than anybody in the multiverse, and I still, even now, almost a quarter century later, I still have like, for us, really, like, okay, cool, thanks, appreciate you.
Just here's something else to put this into perspective, and for the fans watching, please, I'm trying to be humble about this. I'm not trying to brag. No, don't laugh, please. The YouTube thing just balanced out.
Oh, okay.
I'm just under $70 for the month already after these last 2 days.
I can't check mine.
I don't. Yeah. You can mention it on Musings today, but
that's fair.
The fact that I am almost 3/4 of the way to a payout on the 8th day of a month after our Super Bowl, our Game 7 of the World Series, our Stanley Cup victory, is mind-numbing to me. No,
it is. It's crazy. And I was on my way out the door this morning, and I saw Noah's tweet or post on X. God, I'm never going to get used to saying X. I'm always going to say tweet. So whatever. One more thing. Thank you, with the gif of Roman doing the one. And I made a point to say it. The multiverse media doesn't exist without WWE. No. That's just the end of that sentence there. But WWE doesn't get through.
That's not even just the multiverse of media.
Yeah.
No wrestling podcast, dirt sheet, fanzine, audio broadcast, YouTube channel,
other promotions
exists without Vincent Kennedy McMahon
buying
the company from his father,
Yep.
And for better or for worse, doing what he did until being exiled a year ago.
Yeah. So
None.
in that, no, they don't. And in that phrasing, the next part of it is WWE doesn't get through 2020 through 2022 and into today without the tribal chief, without the wise man, and without the bloodline.
Yep.
So respect, more than acknowledgement, respect.
Absolutely.
And people are going to shit all over that reign. But Michael Cole saved the story for me at the Royal Rumble. Oh, talk about lack of defenses. Somebody go out there and fucking prove they can be put in a storyline where they're going to beat him. Cody did that. Cody Rhodes did that over the course of this last year. That's why he's the WWE champion now.
Yeah.
Not Jay. Not Drew. Not Adam Copeland now, who's on the other side. Not Bryan Danielson. None of those people showed the people running WWE that they could be given the responsibility of being the guy. Cody Rhodes did.
And
So
I've been sitting here for the better part of the last, we'll say, 36 hours.
Yeah.
And I've been wondering, had Vince McMahon not come back last year to facilitate the sale, could we have had this at SoFi at WrestleMania 39? Because I have been sitting there wondering if the reason they kept the belt on Roman was for the sale, for the transition, for the marketing, the advertising. And now that all that is done, now that Vince is gone, now that this is a new era, we have that new champion.
Yeah, Jay, that is where the business side of me wrestles to the death with the fanboy. Because business-wise, like I said, you are a damn near payout. I bet you if I go check my YouTube thing, I'm probably already there now. That doesn't happen without the bloodline. It doesn't have that Roman Reigns. It doesn't. So business-wise, great decision. Great choices. Fanboys going, yeah, I could have seen it. I could have been there for it for my boy. But this last year, as butthurt as I was standing at the top of that ramp a year ago, as bitchy as okay.
I'm sorry, it's not a super chat, but I just have to bring this comment up. I apologize for interrupting.
No, you're good.
No longer a casual fan. After this weekend, I am back.
That's why they did it the last year, right there.
And again, for those of you guys out there that are watching that don't keep up to date, this isn't just somebody on YouTube that calls themselves Pop. This is my dad.
Yeah. Yep.
This is my dad.
Yep.
Saying that he is back.
Sure.
That's why I interrupted, Jeff. Continue with your thought, brother.
No, you're good, because I was going to say this from musings, but I'll go ahead and throw it out there. My dad sat here, right here. I can point to the spot in the living room where we were watching WrestleMania 30, going streaks over. He got up, he walked over to his chair, he sat down, he turned the TV on something else. He was done. He's now wanting to get home by 5 o'clock to make sure he can catch Raw every week. Just saying. The original dads on wrestling are back into it because of this storyline. So there you go. But yeah, I forgot where I was because I'm so jazzed about our fathers. It is just, yeah, that's why I'm tuning in the most. If I'm being 100% real, the belt mark in me is just like,
And a $10 super chat from Pop. Thank you very much, sir. Greatly appreciate the love and the support as always.
yeah, we have you and I especially, Greg to a lesser extent, and we're getting Noah and everybody kind of raised up to get those going. But people don't understand how reliant we are on these payouts coming out every month. Like we sit there and we tear our skin heading to the 21st every month.
Yeah.
I don't mind not having to sweat that shit on April 8th. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I have confidence that we're going to get there. I have a firm belief we're going to get there now because of where we're at. Again, I haven't seen my numbers. I will momentarily, but
I mean, again, not to brag, not to sound like I'm boasting, but realistically speaking, with the way that we have done this weekend, if we don't get there before, we should both hit payout status by open mic night.
yeah. And the great part is we've still got some really cool shit coming up.
I know.
We've got our New Japan Friday. We've got
Collision Battle of the Belts on Saturday.
Well, no, I was trying to think of the name of the New Japan. Windy City Riot. God, I couldn't.
Yes.
I knew it was Chicago. It's like, what the hell they call that thing? Windy City Riot. Collision Battle of the Belts. Open mic night. Rebellion and Dynasty next weekend. Next week after that. Match game at the end of the match game. Always, match game did really good for us last year. So it is wonderful to have one less thing to just go, okay, let's get that off of my back, off my shoulders. I'm good to go. And just like you said, have fun doing this. Because I told myself a long time ago I was gonna,
go ahead.
I told myself a long time ago I was going to stop doing this. So it wasn't fun, and it stopped being fun for a while. But
yeah, that's the great thing about this to me is that this is fun. This doesn't feel like work. Yes, stuff like this goes a long way, and it helps us to get paid, and it does, pay off. But it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah. If you go to your place that you are conducting business and don't feel like don't dislike it, you'll never work a day in your life, is the old saying, or something along like that. That's valid. That's a valid point there. Seth Rollins is the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. He was crowned in Saudi last year, right?
Well, he's the only World Heavyweight Champion, so I think the point he's trying to make is Gunther and
Roman. Okay. Yeah.
Because he didn't say world champions, he just said longest reigning champion.
Okay, valid. Well, but even still, Seth being the inaugural champion, he's been the only one he's champion for almost a year himself.
Yeah, I think they said 315 days.
Yeah. So again, they are hitting the reset button with a sledgehammer. Didn't mean to make the pun there, but
if you really think about it, only 2 titles were retained this weekend.
Yep.
Rhea, Logan.
It's not lost on me. Either one of those people.
Women's tag titles weren't defended, but I'm willing to bet money they will be either tonight or Friday.
Right.
And probably change hands.
Yeah.
But we had a new Intercontinental Champion, new Raw Tag Team Champions, new SmackDown Tag Team Champions as the belts are finally split up, new Women's Champion, new World Heavyweight Champion, new WWE Champion.
Yep. And let me give a little love to the U.S. Heavyweight Champion. God help the people that don't like the viral disease, but he's a fan, man. You see him on Twitter?
I did.
He was cheering like the rest of us last night for Cody Rhodes. So good on Logan Paul for being okay with showing that he's still a fan at the end of the day, man.
Yeah. Everybody involved in that match showed some form of emotion.
Yep.
Not just us here,
No.
but there in the arena. You could see it on Samantha as she announced the winner.
You hear it all.
You could see it on Seth. You could see it on Cody. You could see it on Brandy. You could see the smile on Roman as Cody got the pin.
Yes. Yes.
That doesn't happen
No.
in the VKM era.
No. And you know, we
Joe
don't-
Anoa'i
yes.
was happy for Cody Runnels.
Yeah. And that was the most thing for me. That was so, and we don't see that in the moment when we're calling it, when we're, you know, up in the moment of it. When you go back, I mean, he's just shit-eating grin from ear to ear.
You would have thought he took some of the Joker's Smilax.
Right? I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, that's Joe Anoa'i, a generational talent, being happy for Cody, a generational talent.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful. And somewhere up there in that big ring in the sky, the Dream is doing that ridiculous freaking dance of his, wearing them polka dots for his boy, man.
Yeah.
I'm not dancing like the Dream anymore because I want to scare people away. It's really the afternoon. I'm kind of good on that shit. But I'm still over the moon. I did get a great night's sleep. I'm not going to lie. I slept at home, not here. Had a little bit of a CBD relax help capsules. God bless those things, because I slept like a baby. It took 2 alarms to get my ass out of bed today, but I needed it. Shut the fuck up with you, man. It's just, don't make me do a Paul Heyman promo, man. You all, it's too early in the day. And they did. They mentioned both of them during, and again, I have to go back and watch WWE commentary, because night one especially, I have no WWE commentary context. I was totally with you guys.
I was going to say night 2, you need to go back. You need to watch our commentary.
Yeah, for the matches. Yes,
because you watched the commentary out there with your father and everybody.
Yes.
So you missed our calls.
Yeah, I have seen the clip of you, and dude, let me just for the Cody call. That was just so beautiful. The picture I sent to the chat, I was trying to line the videos up like I did with Austin and Owens. It's a little early in my day to try to get the technology to line up properly, but I will get there.
I'm working on something similar.
It's just,
and I'm not just doing that moment. I basically have snipped. I need to upload so I can download the audio specific, but I have snipped from right after Cody hits the spear, because just shortly after that is where Jimmy comes out.
Yeah.
So I got all of that I'm going to try to sync up
Nice.
to the video.
Nice. Yeah. I'll talk a little more about it here at 4:00.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those Bob Miller moments, you know, and for the fans out there that don't get what I'm talking about, it goes back to our first Stanley Cup victory with the LA Kings.
Yep.
But the American Nightmare has now achieved the American Dream.
Yep. Think about the phrasing of that. The American Dream is always classified as somebody who you wouldn't think would be this great success story, going out in the world, sowing his own oats elsewhere, and then, you know, doing the thing in the biggest way possible. If that's not Cody Rhodes, I don't know who is.
Yeah.
And that's why that call means more than just, oh, it's JJ's using Cody's nickname for Dusty's nickname. No, not what that is. That is Cody having gone out there, you know, years ago and showing WWE that he can do without them. To have the old man, to have Triple H want him back is, again, they used the catchphrase when he came back, from undeniable to undesirable. From undeniable to undesirable to undeniable. Now he's undisputed,
Mm-hmm.
and that is so beautiful, and I'm so happy for him. Low key, personally, Dad and I are happy for Damian Priest. That dude's been overdue.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to hear how Adam Copeland feels about Damian Priest being the world champion. I would love to hear that conversation on video.
Same. Because you got to figure, the Judgment Day was originally done to help get him over.
Yeah.
Him and Rhea.
Yep. And yeah. Oh, look at that. God, I'm going to cry again. That is amazing.
See Dustin all the way in the back, just underneath Triple H on the screen.
Trying very hard to hide
to him.
That's awesome. Jesus.
The Huber family is in there.
I know, God.
Jr. Of course, Brandy, Mama Rhodes.
It's funny, two things came to mind when I saw the Rhodes family in the ring and doing the thing. And it's like, first of all, as much as the story wouldn't be the same with him being there, God, the dream should have been there. And Triple H said, Dusty was there. But Kristen, I don't know if it's Kristen or Kirsten, so forgive me, Miss Reynolds. But being an ex-Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, having her brother win the moment in the Eagle Stadium is kind of partial, like, but you know what? Stick it to him a little bit, right? But yeah, QT Marshall there. Ricky Starks. Oh, so cool to see Ricky Starks in that photo. My goodness. Just another guy that, man, if Hunter gets his hands on Ricky Starks, ain't no stopping that boy. Ain't no stopping that boy.
Nope.
We'll never get our hands on him for an interview, but that's one of the things where I go, okay. We'll talk to him after he has the Hall of Fame career he's going to have. I'm good. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I know. God. That moment broke me. I'm glad it wasn't on camera. I'm not going to lie. That moment broke me when he handed the belt to Jelly. I was like, yeah.
All right. Well, it's about time to wrap this thing up. Once again, I said it at the outset. I'll probably say it again tonight on the commentary for Aftermania, but I am just so appreciative and grateful to you, to Noah, to the entire team, and of course to the fans for allowing us to do this for them on a consistent basis.
Yep.
Before we go ahead and get out of here, going to take just a brief moment here to chill. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Normal bad time, normal bad channel, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern for my review of Monday Night Raw. Jeff, would you like to tell them about what you'll be doing at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern?
Yeah. I completely use the Eclipse as a marketing tool. A new era is underway. I got at the top of the banner or the bottom of the banner. I got today at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, followed preceding Raw, but Meature's Musings at 7 o'clock in its new time slot. So that'll be that, and then immediately after that, we're going to transition right into you guys and the Raw After Mania, which is generally the biggest Raw of the year.
Yep.
Again,
New Year's Day for WWE.
Yep. You talk about gratitude. I'm grateful to you and Noah and James for be able to do that and carry it through the East Coast feed, because I'm going to be on the road at 5 o'clock. So thank you to you three for that. Again, no Staff Boy Sports Bar. If you're watching on the Casa, no Staff Boy Sports Bar across the multiverse tomorrow. Mikey is just, the allergies are kicking his ass. So that'll give me more time to get down to see Ariel's concert and actually sit down and woosah for a few minutes, which is nice. Greg Cherry Show this Wednesday. Luck of the draw next Thursday. Thankfully, we have a week to recover before we get all freaking gross with card games and kitchen kitchen condiments. So thank you to WWE for giving us a week at least. And right back into it on Friday, man, with Windy City Riot. And
There
just
you go.
no weekend rest until, for now at least, May 11th. But we'll see what WWE does to us, or TNA for that matter, or AEW or whoever.
Pop, love you too.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
you the man, Jerry.
Thank you to everybody who joined and tuned in for this little brief, like I said, went an hour, so I guess you can't really call it that brief, but this hour-long almost expression of gratitude to all of you guys out there that support the Multiversa Media.
Absolutely.
For the West Coast Professor Jeff Meacham, I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow morning for the Love of Wrestling, and I will see you in a few hours for the Raw After Mania. Have a good afternoon, evening.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Thank you, JJ. Appreciate you.